So boys, we have a good setup incoming. So I'm gonna put it straight on. Right. So what we're looking at right now is this as a order block to form. We've just swept this 15-minute liquidity over there, and we have a bullish bias because we have to get back up into the standard or into this higher time frame order block, and then the real fall can come. And what is the order flow looking at like right now? Right, double top, breakout below, bear flag, boom, everybody's short, right? So right now it's a bunch of liquidity up there, and so that is what smart money is eyeing. They want a entry into that. Now, what I'm looking for is a some kind of manipulation. Like maybe we fall right down here, sweep this low, boom, go up, validate this as an order block, and that afterwards becomes the real move. And I think if we get that, it's a really nice setup right now. So what we're looking at is a manipulation of people going low, right? People going low. So what's happening? This order block ain't really valid anymore. Um, right now we're allowed to come back and sweep it again, this low. Why? Because post taking out the intermediate term high, it's allowed to come back down again. So then it becomes a game of where's our bias, right? And let's see. What is this? It's a flag, right? If you look at this right now, it's still a flag, even though it's slightly ugly, it's still a flag. Um, or whatever this pattern is called, right? So this is tapping into the bearish order block that we have here, which is, if we're going to reverse, might just be here, or we just didn't get the lower time frame entry that we were looking for. And that's okay, because then we're gonna smash this one later. I mean, I think that's the hardest part in general, getting the lower time frame entries you're looking for, because you got to be highly precise and highly proactive. Um, and everything's got to align, you know. Right now we have generated stops below here, right? Double bottom, triple bottom, breakout bullish, people up, stops below there. So that would be a beautiful final sweep for smart money to be able to enter. Face reveal also. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing in terms of trading, of course. I think I'm gonna keep doing the videos with the camera on, because I mean it's just more personal. I remember when I started watching other YouTubers and stuff like that, it just hits better when it's a person you see, especially in the trust-based game such as trading, you know. Um, so I'm gonna keep having that. See if we get an entry. Mm, people going long. Could give us a better lower time frame order block here. Let's see. Do we get it or don't we? What speaks for us not getting it? I like asking that question because it kind of forces you to think like you're wrong, right? I guess this one being our first OR block, this one being, but that's an ugly because we don't even get a fake breakout. Like what person in retail had their stops in here? It's not that many, right? At all. And so I don't like to see this as an OR block really. Um, but yeah, whatever we get, draw is very, very, very likely. And from here, you can probably even find a swing trade position with a good risk reward. I mean, we should not, we can touch this one. If we're looking at it in terms of a higher time frame propulsion block, we should not go so high up in this one. We should just move bearishly. I kind of just tap into it, keep moving down. Um, that's what I would be looking at, anyways. Now let's see. Are we gonna be wrong here? Fuck! Oh man, lower time frame is tricky because you don't always get it, and I'm even down looking at the 15-second, right? I guess the game is you gotta take it and then just trust the bias, right? But I like getting the OR block from the OR block from a 15-second. I guess you then drop down to the 5-second. That's the game. And what's gonna happen? We shall see. We shall see. That one? Did this one touch? No, did not. Alright, bro. Let's see. It's a tricky game, innit? This was also, I mean, there's still a lot of setups. Perhaps what I need is to adopt a inverse for value gap strategy just as much, like a inverse coming from a normal for value gap. I think that quite often does give a fruitful opportunity. I mean, that's what happened there, right? That's what happened here as well. Because I was eyeing a short from here as well. Um, it was quite likely we were going to sweep these lows here to engineer more liquidity up there. And so I was looking, okay, where are we going to find the short? I think that was a very low time frame BVR. And I mean, we get this 15-second order block, right? That's what we get. And yeah, I mean, it's a good setup. Perhaps the game is I'm just always gonna start at the points of reversal. I'm just always gonna go in with a micro at least, because like there are quite a few trades that I just miss because I don't get the ideal order block from order block A+++. And the truth is, you're not just going to get it all that often. Today at Open, took another trade, saw this as a propulsion block. And one thing you should really know about propulsion blocks is they should not go back into equilibrium. If they do, it's a big warning sign that, hey, you might be wrong here, you know? And because of that, closed it there. Lucky thing I did, because it kept falling. But we didn't really get a short opportunity in this initial fall. But we do have this 1 minute order block that I think we'll do some talking later on. See if we get this entry here. I mean, it's easier said than done, but what we're yeah. Welcome to the stream, guys. What we missed was just this 15-second order block entry here. What's going on right now is we got this little breakout bearishly, and from that, people with short stops are currently just above here. This is the engineering we want to do. We wanted to see because we have this 4-hour propulsion block right here. And so we wanted to see liquidity be engineered before. Exactly that is what's happening here. Breakdown below, where are stops? There. Double top, where are stops? There. So that's what we've been doing. And it was really a bummer because I was looking at this as a 15-second order block, but and then I just didn't. Okay, and you're gone. Really? All my streams is boring. I don't know. Maybe I need more mic like this. Or whatever. People just get confused, maybe. Hey. Hey. Right, so remember we are still drawing all the way up there. So us getting another setup from where we currently are is pretty damn likely. So we already have this as a higher time frame order block number one. It seems logical. We should be in a bit of a hurry. How high time frame order block is this? Yeah, so it's a 3-minute one. So this will flag. So I mean, when we're bullish, right? It's just gonna keep running. I think last hour macro should be a run down towards this another low, because that's our bearish bias, right? That's why it's in such a hurry here, because it will want to also have time to just finish the day on a low. Maybe we even get another double top here, and then we get a bit of a retracement. Big Y, well, logic would be engineer even more liquidity above there. We could also get that closer towards this as another area of resistance. Look at that standard deviation, always there. Yeah, it's in a real hurry. Have we even gotten a 15-second order lock? Like, not a single one. That's crazy. Trading really is a game, trust the bias. It really is. So much just comes down to that specific thing. This would have been the setup if I took this. Why did I not take this? Well, good question. Because in general, I think even higher probability if we get a order block from an order block. And I mean, this could be considered an order block. Is this? It's an ugly, ugly, ugly order block. 5 second. This is like a 5 second order block as well. I was eyeing this one, but I wasn't convinced enough by the 5 second ones. You know, it doesn't give too much respect. But apparently, no. But I mean, it really all comes down to having the bias right, and that's the truth. Hmm. Right. So let's see. Moving down towards our 1 minute or 5 minute order block here. And what do we want to see? We want to see some sweep. We want to see a 1 minute order block form. Um, Ideally, we see 3 sweeps. Could be a solid scalp. Seems like this. So very, like it's a lot of liquidity. And a lot, like this becomes a breaker for value gap. This, I don't know if it's called that, I call it that because it has the same logic as a breaker. People go short here, short, short, and what do they want? They want to mitigate their positions. And so we uh, we later retrace back into that fair value gap to find it as support. That's the logic of it. Look at that respect. People ask me why I draw out my order blocks the way I do. Would ICT have drawn on that one? The wick? No. Would anybody else have drawn on that? No. It's because it's not an order block. It's a refill block. Or a manipulation leg, you can also call it. This whole thing is a move where smart money are buying up. This is great for liquidity engineering. Really hope we get another sweep below here. Really looking forward to Bali. It's my next trip. Bali. the bias. Okay, now we should be getting a move down around here because it wants to engineer even more liquidity, right? And that is when we could get our potential entry. How can we anticipate this hurry? How often do we get that? Is it when it retraces back into the propulsion block? Because we had this other. I classify this one as well. It's a lower time frame propulsion block. Came from this one. This is the 4-hour one. So then we went up, swept out. This is the game, like go back. So let's see if we get this. This is highly logical. If we do, engineers a lot liquidity when we get another double top. What do we have then? One double top here, people are going short. One double top here, people leaving their shorts there. And we come back down, tap into this order block from order block, boom, could be a very, very lucrative entry. Let's see. You taking any trades today, bro? I wish I could make it go faster, but you'll have to wait here. Probably get the setup in like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. But clear draw here. Draw is because this whole move down here was the engineering move to build up liquidity above this one, right? Look at the 50-minute. Think what retail does when they see that move, and you'll see the logic. Kind of bummed out because I was looking at this. Basically, I think my flaw is I can sometimes miss the setups because I want really high probability ones, which an order block from order block from order block, but I don't always get it, and so usually I can miss these kind of setups, you know. Like that would have been the 15-second order block setup, and then I was looking for another 15-second order block to form out of this order block, but we just didn't get it. I think something like a running theme is order block is almost always lower time frame. might find something here. Would be a dodgy setup. Respect the Okay. We have officially swept this liquidity. And this does now officially become a bearish 1 minute order block. Ideally though, the move is slightly higher. So this is a 4-hour propulsion block. Interesting. This could be a really, really good setup. I'm gonna take it for my scalping as well, like a higher time frame opportunity. We ought to wanna sweep this all the way down there. Should be the draw. One minute order blocks up there. That'd be ideal. Okay. Come on. Setup is likely to form 1550. That's when the run should start. What's up, bro? So I'll start another stream if we get a good setup. Thanks for everyone that tuned by.